Alright, last segment here. So we're still working on method 1, how to form a diminished chord easily. So let's look at the A shape. The Dorian of the A shape is C minor. So if we put Mr. Capo over where the A shape goes, we could be getting in trouble here. Because for the C minor, it's going to go below the capo. So let's not do that, because I got too much neck wood down here to bring the capo up as high as you need it. Here's your A shape. That's A shape pentatonic. Here's your A shape root. You can always go to the 4th of the Ionian because it's in the Ionian scale, but you wouldn't want to go to the 4th of the 4th. But you can go to the 3rd of the 4th. You can go to the 4th of the 5th. Alright, unless you're just going to change the key, or unless you want to do that. You want to do a 3-key Mixolydian blues, just all 3 in Mixolydian. That's a 3-key blues. Okay, so with the A shape, we're going to have our C minor. So here's our A. Okay, so again, the Dorian, the 2 minor. Okay, so this is the 5. This is the 5 and the 6. So we're going to be starting on the 6 there, right? So it's going to be 6, 2, 4. So here's 6, 2, 4. Instead we do 7, 2, 4. That's in the bass zone. Now let's take it up. 6, 2, 4, 6. Here's the root position of 2 minor. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. You notice it's a G shape. It's 1 string up from the C shape. Okay, which is a different chord. Sorry. And then we're just going to take the 6 to the 7th, so it's going to be like this. So it's the 6 to the 7th rule from the 2nd minor. We could look at it, easy to do in the G shape. Okay, so let's look at the G shape here on the 6th. Here's our big old G shape C way up here, mine. Okay, now the 6th of that G shape, the relative is going to be 1 caged letter up in the word cage from G is E minor. Let's put a minor on it, but G goes to E in the word cage. But the 2nd we go up pentatonically, C, D, E, G, A. 1 pentatonic up from A is a C minor shape. Okay, the 2nd is going to be pentatonic up from that. Oh, it's the G shape, sorry. G shape, okay. 1 pentatonic up from G is the A minor shape right there. What I wanted to do is get away from C minor and G minor because they're difficult chords for me to play. So in the G box, we've got the A minor shape. Okay, so you would just play an A minor by borrowing it. Now you know it's going to be 2nd inversion, right? Most of them are 2nd inversion, E-shaped chords. When you take an E-shaped chord, move it up, it becomes a minor because of the minor 3rd between the G and the B. Okay, same kind of shape chord. Alright, but we usually associate A minor with the C-shaped chord because we're just playing its relative 6. But now it's the relative 2nd of a G shape. Okay, so the A minor shape D minor is the relative 6 of an F. the C-shaped F. So we have our D minor here. We're going to take the D. We're going to take this to the 6th to the 7th. Okay, so we got. Now we're not going to go to this one, which you would normally do that. It's nice. But instead we're going to go this augmented fourth, the Lydian fourth. That always gets me. So that's method 1. Play the Dorian of the root in the position you're doing it, and then raise the 6th to the 7th, and you've got here's your Dorian, here's your root, here's your Dorian, raise the 6th to the 7th, and there it is, your big old, it gives you a nice root, it gives you a nice 3-note chord, Locrian, half diminished. Now if you keep that 6th, if you keep the 6th and just add the 7th, you get a nice half diminished 7th chord. Just like that. It's got inversions. And those inversions kind of parallel the different positions on the guitar. Second method, before we get in trouble, our second method is half diminished chord. Method number 2, play from the 7th minor diminished 5th. Okay, so we're going to be in root, we're going to play the 7th minor. Here's the 7th major, a major off the 7th. So here's the root, here's the 7th, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we played a major off the 7th, it would be like that, and then a minor off the 7th, and then we're going to diminish one more time the 5th of that 7th minor. That's the other method, which is a little more it's easier to map out on the guitar. So I have this little diagram here in the C long. Okay, so this is the G and the B and the E string and the C box. Okay, so we got our C box here. G, B, and the E string are here, right? These three guys. So this is going on top. Okay, and what we're going to do is first we look at root 3, 5 there. Okay, so we should have a root 3, 5 in the C3, C long position. Let's look at root 3, 5 we have there. Okay, so in the C box here, alright, we got our C right here. The F is right here. I just didn't show the E, but we're within the C cage. We're not showing the third there, and the C cage is the third. Whoops. But so here's the C, the root and the 4th. We're in that C cage. We're only looking at this C on the B string, the 4 here, that kind of thing. So what we've got in that cage, lesser known with those two, is we've got down here. So this is a long cage. This is why it drew me. It's a long cage. We've got root 3 and 5 in the long C cage. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Root 3, 5. We're going to take it to 7, 2. We're going to get the B minor there. From that B minor, we're going to diminish the 5th one more time for that half diminished. That's method 2. Hey, we're going to stop here because you can do that in all 4 positions. It's easier in A2. You can see it. It's been a great lesson. Keep watching.